So we see the men of renown, those summoned to the assembly, together with all the heads of the family of the congregation, shall choose for themselves fighting men for all the lands of the nation. These were men that was fighting. They fighting, listen, all the lands of the nations, all the nations, all that's left. Let me make sure I mention this. All the nations that's left. It says they shall arm for themselves warriors from all the tribes of Yasharal. So you see, they shall arm themselves, warriors from all the tribes of Yasharal, to enter in the army year by year, in this battle year by year, when they are summoned to war. And that's another point. This battle is not going to be a short battle. It's going to be a lengthy battle. During the ninth, against the sons of Ishmael, against the son. Now we're seeing Ishmael and Keturah coming into the battle. And Ishmael is preparing for a battle, but they don't know what battle they are preparing for. In the 10 years which follow, the war shall be divided against all the sons of Ham, according to their clans. So we see Ham, the sons of Ham, coming into this battle. And in their habitations, and during the 10 years which remain, the war shall be divided against all the sons of Japheth, bringing in the rest of the sons of Japheth in their habitations. The trumpets of summons shall sound for disposal in battle formations, and to summon the foot soldiers to advance when the gates of war shall open, and the trumpets of alarm shall sound for massacre. When these trumpets alarm go off, listen, they're going off for a reason. Each one will go off for a reason, and for ambush and for pursuit, when the enemy shall be smitten, and for retreat from battle. On the trumpets calling the congregation, they shall write, the called of Yahuah. This is some of the writing I spoke to you about earlier, what's going to be on these trumpets. On the trumpets calling of the Sar, they shall write, the Sar of Yahuah. And on the trumpets of Louis, they shall write, the army of Yahuah. On the trumpets of the men of renown, and of the heads of the family of the congregation gathered in the house of assembly, they shall write, summoned by Yahuah. These are the ones that will be summoned by Yahuah to the council of Kadash. On the trumpets of the camps, they shall write, Shalom of Yahuah in the camp of his Kadesh. And on the trumpets for breaking camp, they shall write, the mighty deeds of Yahuah shall crush the enemy, putting to flight all those who hate righteousness, and bringing shame on those who hate him. We read that in scripture. That was a message. He is going to, the Most High is going to shame those that fight against him. They will be shamed. It will be shame on those people that come up against the righteous. Shame on the wicked. They will drop their head. Remember, the scripture said they will drop their head in shame. And this is what it's talking about. But the righteous shall lift their heads up, and they shall shine. It says, hate righteousness and bringing shame on those who hate him. On the trumpets for battle formation, they shall write, formations of the divisions of Yahuah, for the vengeance of his wrath on the sons of darkness. This is the vengeance of his wrath on the sons of darkness. On the trumpet summoning the foot soldiers to advance toward the enemy formations. When the gates of war are opened, they shall write, reminder of vengeance in Yahuwah's appointed time. This is an appointed time. There's an appointed time for this vengeance. And again, this appointed time was set in the beginning. On the trumpets of massacre, they shall write, the mighty hand of Yahuah in war shall cause all the unrighteous slain to fall. Remember, this is done by his mighty hand. He's orchestrating this. On the trumpets of ambush, they shall write, the mysteries of Yahuah shall undo wickedness. His mysteries, his power, and his might will undo wickedness. The formation shall consist of 1,000 men, ranked 7 lines. They will be in order. This will be an orderly battle. Consists of 1,000 men, ranked 7 lines deep, and each man standing behind the other. In their hands they shall hold a spear and a sword. So 2 weapons in both hands. The first division, all right, this is the first line. The first division shall be armed with a spear and a shield. And the second with a shield and a sword, to bring down the slain by the judgment of Yahuah, and to bend the enemy formation by the power of the Almighty, to pay the reward of their wickedness to all the nations of vanity. This is for all the nations of vanity. And again, we have the front line with the spear and the sword. In the next line, they will have the shield and the spear. The next line, they will have the sword and the shield. Okay, the mighty one of Yasharal. It says the mighty one of Yasharal, and he shall accomplish mighty deeds by the Kaddish of his people. Listen, let me say this again. He shall accomplish, Yahuah Almighty, the mighty one of Yasharal. He shall accomplish his mighty deeds by the Kaddish people, the hands of the righteous, the hands of the Kaddish people. By his people will this be done. This is altogether they shall be 4,600 men and 1,000 cavalrymen. With the men of the army formation, 50 to each formation. The horsemen together with the cavalry of the army shall number 6,500 to each tribe. The horses advancing in battle with the foot soldiers shall all be stallions. They shall be swift, sensitive of mouth, of a sound of wind, and of required age trained of war. See, these people had to be trained. Again, there's a training process. These people will be trained for this war and accustomed to noise. So they're going to be sensitive to certain things, sensitive to sound, sensitive to the wind, sensitive to noise. How? Because they will be trained and understanding of they're going to enhance their sensitivity to these things. And it's going to be very important and significant in the day of battle. Accustomed to noise and to every kind of sight. Their riders shall be gallant fighting men and skilled horsemen, and their age shall be from 30 to 45 years. The horsemen of the army shall be from 40 to 50 years old. They and their mounts shall wear breastplates, helmets, and greaves. So here is their armor. They shall carry in their hands bucklers and a spear, 8 cubits long. The horsemen advancing with the foot soldiers carrying bows and arrows and javelins of war. Here, weapons, armed. They shall all hold themselves prepared of the Almighty to spill the blood of the wicked. This is what the preparation is for. This is what the battle is for. To spill the blood of the wicked. The wicked blood will be shed. The men of the army shall be from 40 to 50 years old. The inspectors of the camps shall be from 50 to 60 years old. All right, we have age groups. These are rankings, and you have to be in the age group in order to do what's required. The officers shall be from 40 to 50 years old. The despoilers of the slain and the plunders of booty, the cleansers of the land, the keepers, the baggage, and those who furnish provision shall be from 25 to 30 years old. So you see the younger ones not going into combat. The younger ones, it's almost if these younger ones, they're just not mature enough. They're just not that they won't be used for the battle, but they will be used to the spoils, get the spoils, and of the slain, the plunders, get and to cleanse the land, whatever that they need to do, but they won't be in battle. No boy, here's a point, no boy or woman shall enter their camps from the time they leave Jerusalem and march out to war until they return. No man who is lame, blind, crippled, or afflicted. If you have any infirmities, anything wrong with you, you can't go into this battle. This battle is a Kadash. It's actually a Kadash battle fought by Kadash people. Crippled, afflicted, lasting bodily blemish, or smitten with a bodily impurity, none of these shall march out to war with them. And we read this in the Torah, and I went over this before in older videos in the Torah, where even if you have a discharge of semen, you can't be amongst the camp. You can't be amongst the people. Because why? Yahuah is there with the people. They shall all be freely enlisted for war, perfect in spirit and in body, and prepared for the day of vengeance. This group of people will be prepared for the day of vengeance. Now, once again, after going through this, you will have a very good understanding how our people are not ready. We are not ready for any type of fight, any type of battle right now. And no man shall go down with them on the day of battle who is impure because of his front. So if you have anything wrong with you, impure, you're not going into this battle. Why? Here's the reason why. For the Kadash messengers shall be with their host. The Kadash messengers will be there. Yahuah will be there. They can't come around this. They are too Kadash. We don't understand, how Kadash they are. And until we understand that, we will begin to see why we can't be having infirmities, having something impure in our bodies and trying to be amongst them. Then it doesn't work. And there shall be a space of about 2,000 cubits between all their camps for the place. When the battle formations are martial facing the enemy formation, facing formation, 7 priests of the sons of Aaron shall advance from the middle gates to the place between the formations. They shall be clothed in vestments, white cloth of flax. Okay, we're going into the clothing here. And the clothing is very important because you can only come into this battle dressed a certain way. And I'm going to show you something that you never saw before. Okay, cloth of flax, fine linen tunic, and fine linen breeches, which is pants. And they shall be girded with fine cloth of flax embroidered with blue, purple, and scarlet thread. This is serious business here. And anyone not dressed like this, you're not the part of the Kadash. And many colored designs worked by a craftsman. These will be craftsmen that's they can craft to perfection to how the Most High wants this. And on their heads they shall wear a mitre, turbans. These shall be battle raiment. They shall not take them into the Kadash house. You cannot go, even though they're Louis, they cannot go into the Kadash house with the clothes that they have on, because these clothes is for battle. And if you go into the Kadash house, you're going in there saying you're coming to battle the Most High. So this is a battle raiment, clothes that they will be wearing. And once again, anyone that's not wearing this clothing, you will be an enemy. And now let me ask you, who is wearing something who is making anything like this? Who is taking this design and trying to copy it today? None. There are none. As we can see, once again, the Kadash clothes is very, very important. If you are not dressed in the proper gear, now let me show you in scripture what it says about that. And this is something, once again, you may not have never made this connection, but watch this. Zephaniah. This is 1. I'm going to skip a little. Starting at the 2nd verse. He says, I will utterly consume everything from the face of the land, says Yahuah. I will consume man, beast, and will consume birds of the heaven, fish of the sea, and stumbling blocks along with the wicked. Why is the Most High, why is he consuming man, beast, birds, the fish? We understand the stumbling blocks. We want the stumbling blocks out of the way so the people won't stumble any longer. And we understand the wicked, but why the beasts and the birds and the fish? Man has polluted them. Man has tainted them. And this is why they must be removed. He says, I will cut off man from the face of the land, says Yahuah. This is his plan, to cut off man from the face of the land. And he's in verse 4, I will stretch out my hand against Yehudah. Why is he stretching out his hand against Yehudah and against all the inhabitants of Jerusalem? They are in a place they are not supposed to be. Anyone in that place, he will stretch out his hands against them, showing wait a second, where is our people? Remember, our people in the wilderness. And then when the people go to battle, when Yahushua comes, the people going to come out of the wilderness of the people into the wilderness of Jerusalem. Sounds like Jerusalem going to be surrounded. And the people on the inside, they will be in trouble. This is how you connect the dots of the scriptures to get a full understanding of what's to come. And when you understand this, you won't be believing those people over there in the land right now, begging our people to come, begging them to come to the Passover with their upside down 5-pointed star with the circle around it. We can't fall for this. He says, I will cut off everyone, every trace of Baal from this place. This is who they're over there worshiping. This is who they are worshiping. And this is a lot of who our people are still calling on. He's Lord. This is who he is. Okay, let me see. Let me jump down. It's verse 7. This is what he's saying to the people. Be silent in the presence of Yahuah. Be silent, for the day of Yahuah is at hand. And for Yahuah has prepared, watch this, he prepared a slaughter. This will be a slaughter. And he has invited his guests. Who is his guest? The Kadash messengers, the host of Shamaim. And it shall be in the day of Yahuah's slaughter that I will punish the princes and the kings of the children. Here's that bloodline. Here's that perfect bloodline they're trying to keep clean, to not mix with the other nations. And all such as are clothed with foreign apparel. Now you understand. I've read this for years and I didn't understand foreign apparel. Let me explain something to you. The clothes that I have on right now is foreign apparel. The clothes you have on right now is foreign apparel. This is another thing. This clothes is strange. We're wearing strange clothes. Even if you make the clothes yourself, it's strange clothes. Where did you get your cloth? Strange clothes. And again, part of going into the wilderness, order being restored. Order. The Kadash clothing will come out of the wilderness. And you will not, those people will not be in strange apparel. We will be stripped of our clothing. Just like when you go to prison, they strip you of your clothing and you belong to them. We'll be stripped of all the impurities, of all the uncleanness. We will be stripped and we will belong to him. Very easy to understand. He says, in that day I will punish all those who leap over the threshold, who fill their master's house with violence and deceit. We know this all so well. He says, well, you inhabitants All the merchants of the people are cut down, and those that handle money, those merchants that's making money, they will be cut down and cut off. 12 says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with lamps to punish the men. Why is he searching with lamps? They will be hiding. They have underground bunkers, tunnels. They'll be hiding. Who are settled in complacency. Yeah, they will be somewhere settled in complacency while chaos is breaking out on earth. Who say in their heart, Yahuah will not do good, nor will he do evil. And he says, therefore, I'm going to skip this. Okay, 14, the day of Yahuah is near. We went over this before. And is near and hastens quickly. The noise of that day of Yahuah is bitter. There the mighty men shall cry. It's going to be a cry out from the mighty men. The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. Right now the Christians said they'd be glad when the son comes back. They'd be glad when he comes back. They have no idea what they're saying. They have no idea they're dressed in strange apparel. They have no idea they will be an enemy to him if they are alive. A day of devastation and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of trumpet and alarms. How many trumpets have we read already in the war scrolls? The trumpets being blown. How many trumpets? The alarm against the fortified cities, against the high towers. He says, I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahuah. Their blood shall be poured out like dust. This is what I want you to understand. You make the connection with this, with what we're reading in the scrolls. Their blood. This is spiritual blood here. We're talking about a spiritual matter. No, their blood shall be poured out like dust, and their flesh like refuge. Yes, this is a real battle. We don't understand this. We don't get it. We think it's spiritual. Verse 18. This is why I want to get this. I want you to understand. Now you can make perspective of some of the scripture that's been in scripture all along. You just had nothing to weigh it with, nothing to compare it to. Many people come to this verse 18. Their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them. Now, this is referring to those outside of the wilderness. They never make the connection. And they tell people, see, you don't need to get silver and gold when the people in the wilderness will have silver and gold. The people when we came out of Egypt had silver and gold. You see, their silver and gold will do them some good. Why? Because it will go to the things of the Most High, whatever he wants to do with it. Because it's a bunch of wicked crap written all over it. It says their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in that day of Yahuah's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by fire of his jealousy, and he will make speedily riddance of all those who dwell in the land. We're talking about a mighty battle going on here. We're talking about a slaughtering going on here. And once again, this is something that it's going to catch the people off guard. They're not going to know what hit them. They're not going to know what happened. And they're just going to be tossed to and from, just like our people are now. We're tossed to and from and will not be ready for this battle once it takes place. Going on my notes, it says, furthermore, Moshe taught us the art in the midst of us. You shall be in the midst. This is what they're saying here. Moshe taught the people that he, Yahuah, is in the midst of us as a mighty one, an awesome one, causing all our enemies to flee before us. They knew this. And we read this in the Torah. He taught our generations in former times, saying, when you draw near the battle, this is what was taught to them, and it's in the Torah. The priest shall rise and speak to the people, saying, Shema Yasharal, hear, O Yasharal, you draw near to battle this day against your enemies. Do not fear. Do not let your hearts be afraid. Do not be terrified, and have no fear, for your mighty one goes with you to fight for you. This is something that they knew. They knew it all too well. He go with you. He go before you to fight against your enemies, that he may deliver you. We can see this in Deuteronomy 20. It says, our officers shall speak to all those prepared for battle. They shall strengthen by the power of Yahuah, being strengthened by the power of Yahuah, the freely devoted of heart, and shall make all the fearful of heart withdraw. All those that's fearful in heart, they won't be able to fight, because Yahuah does not want the fearful at heart fighting. They was taught in the Torah, if anyone fearful of heart, let them stay home. Let them stay home. They shall fortify all the mighty men of war. They shall recount. Here we go. They shall remember the things which Moshe, which you said through Moshe, when you go to war in your land. In your land, this war will take place in our land. Against the oppressor who oppresses you, shall blow the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before your mighty one, and shall be saved from your enemies. We can see this in Numbers 10th chapter. O Yahuah of Yasharal, who is like you in Shamayim or on earth? Who? There is none. We know the answer. Who accomplished deeds and mighty works like you? Who is like your people Yasharal, which you have chosen for yourself from all the people of the land, the people of the righteous of the covenant, instructed in the Torah and learned in wisdom? I need to bring out a point here. There was someone that asked me a question. The answer was very simple. I gave the answer according to scripture. It's the Most High's word. Yahuah is going to deliver us from Babylon. We don't have to do anything. You know, the same old questions that come from people that haven't studied, they haven't learned. And I gave them the scripture in Deuteronomy, the curses. We will put in the land of our captivity, and none will deliver you. No one will redeem you. We see it over and over, all through scripture. And so I tell them, no one will deliver you. The Most High said it, so he can't break his word. He can't even deliver us from the land. So what did he say? Deliver yourself. Zechariah 2:7. He said, deliver yourself. So what I did, I told the person, simply go back and study Torah. They got offended. They got upset because I said, go back and study Torah. What is wrong with going back and studying Torah? We all need to go back and study. My family, we study Torah. We go back, we read it over and over. When we go to the wilderness, we will study Torah. There's nothing wrong with going back and reading again, studying again, seeing things we miss. We so easily to get offended. Why is that? We're drunk, and there's something in the food. There's something in the air, and we're not right. We are wrong. We are messed up, and we don't see it. We don't even understand what's going on. We get offended when someone say, go back and read it again. Go back and study again. We need to study again and again and again. Don't get offended if someone tells you to go back and read that scripture again. Go back and study something again. This is something we do already. If you are a steward, if you are a good steward, a good person that will study his word and not just read it. So here we see the people instructed in the Torah and learned in wisdom, who have heard the voice of majesty and have seen the Maak of the Kadesh. So here the people heard the voice of the Most High, seen the Maak of the Kadesh, whose ear has been unstopped and who have heard profound things. These people, the Most High's people, ears have been unstopped and have heard profound things, things that will absolutely blow your mind, seeing things that they never thought they would see before, seeing things they never saw when we was in any religion, no matter what your background religion is.